Hello, welcome to Biostudy Pathshala and I am Nilanjana. Today we are going to learn about GPCR mediated vision system pathway, and this pathway is also known as transducing pathway. So let's begin about today's session. So there are two cells are found which are involved in the vision system. These are rod cells and cone cells. And the rod cells are mainly involved in weak intense light, while the cone cells are found in colored vision. And the rhodopsin protein, which is the main protein found in this pathway, mainly found or predominantly found in rod cells and the outer segment of rod cell accurately. This is the outer segment of the rod cell. And this rhodopsin protein is 7 transmembrane protein like GPCR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is also known as serpentine protein. Okay. So now we will check some key points of rhodopsin protein. First is, as I have mentioned before, that rhodopsin is the integral protein which are found in rod cells, and this protein is composed of opsin, which is the protein component, and the light absorbing pigment or the chromophore is 11-cis-retinal. But the 11-cis-retinal is not the active form of the rhodopsin protein chromophore. So the active form of this chromophore is 11-trans-retinal. So the 11-trans-retinal further proceeds the pathway, and this pathway is G-alpha T mediated. That is the subunit, specifically G-alpha T subunit mediated. This G-alpha T is also known as transducin, and the transducin is the heterotrimeric protein, and it is the guanine nucleotide binding protein. That means it can bind with either GTP or GDP. So the GTP bound state is active form and GDP bound state is inactive form. And here the effector molecule is cyclic GMP dependent phosphodiesterase, which can convert the cyclic GMP to 5' GMP. So these are the key points of the rhodopsin protein. Here is a key difference between the rhodopsin and the typical GPCR. The typical GPCR can be activated by the binding with the ligand, while the rhodopsin cannot be activated by the binding with the ligand. Instead, it can be activated by the absorbing of the photon particle by the chromophore or 11-cis-retinal portion. So now we will know about the pathways. There are two pathways are found. First one is light pathway, which actually observed in daytime or when the light is abundant, and the dark pathway is found in night time or when light is not available. So first one is light pathway we will discuss. So here you can see it is the photon particle, and this 7 transmembrane protein is G-alpha T PCR, or you can say it's as transducin. So this transducin, after absorbing the light, it becomes activated. So the activated transducin converts the alpha GDP bound state into alpha GTP bound state, and the activated form or the alpha T GTP complex further activates the effector molecule, and here the effector molecule is CGMP PDE. Now this activated CGMP PDE further results in formation of 5' GMP from cyclic GMP. So the concentration of the cyclic GMP will be decreasing inside the cell, while the concentration of the 5' GMP will be increasing inside the cell. And the high concentration of the GMP results no opening of the cation channels like sodium channels and calcium channels. So the closing of the channels will be resulting no entry of the cations like sodium ions and calcium ions. Hence the hyperpolarization state inside the cell will be persisting, and this hyperpolarized state of the cell will be resulting in the decreasement in the release of neurotransmitters, and this is how the light pathway actually occurs. Now we will see the dark pathway. The dark pathway observed in nighttime or when the light is not available that much. So you can see here photon particle is not present, and as this photon particle is not present, so the transducing will not be activated, and the deactivated transducing not result in the formation of alpha T GTP complex. So this alpha T in GDP bound state will not be activated to activate further cGMP PDE. So this inactive state of the cyclic GMP PDE no results in the formation of the GMP from cyclic GMP. So the conversion is not occurring. So the concentration of the cyclic GMP will be higher inside the cell, while the concentration of the 5' GMP will be lower in the cell. So the higher concentration of the cyclic GMP will be resulting in the opening of the cation channels like sodium channels and calcium channels. So here the concentration of the sodium ions as well as calcium ions will be increasing, and this results in the depolarized state of the cell. This depolarized state further results in the increase of the release of the neurotransmitters. Here glutamate acts as the neurotransmitter. So this is how the light pathway and the dark pathway actually occur. Now we will see the differences or the comparison between these two pathways. This is the comparison between the pathway in daytime and in night time. You can see here rhodopsin is the GPCR protein and 11-cis-retinal is the chromophore, and this 11-cis-retinal after absorbing the photon particle forms the 11-trans-retinal, which is the activated light absorbing pigment, and this activated light absorbing pigment further activate the transducin. Now this active transducin further activate the cyclic GMP dependent PDE. Now this cyclic GMP dependent PDE forms 5' GMP from cGMP. Hence the concentration of 5' GMP will be increased inside the cell, which results the closure of the sodium channel as well as the calcium channels, and it results in the hyperpolarization state of the cell, and this hyperpolarized state of the cell results in the decreasement in the release of the neurotransmitter. And in case of night time, you can see this is the rhodopsin and this is 11-cis-retinal, which cannot be activated by photon particle because photon particle is absent. So this 11-cis-retinal remains in its inactive form, and this inactive transducin further cannot activate the cyclic GMP dependent PDE. So this inactivated cyclic GMP PDE further cannot form 5' GMP from cGMP. So the accumulation of cyclic GMP in rod cells can be observed, and the concentration of the cyclic GMP will be higher, and this increasing concentration of the cyclic GMP further results in the opening of cation channels like sodium channel and calcium channels, which further makes the inside of the cell as depolarized state, and this depolarized state of the cell will be resulting in the increasing in release of neurotransmitters like glutamate. So this is how the transducing pathway actually works. I hope this video will be helpful for you. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope this video will be beneficial for you. If this video seems to be helpful for you, make sure to share this video as much as possible because it's just free platform. And don't forget to subscribe this channel, because whenever a new video will be available on this channel, you can get the link or you can get the update. And if you want to get the update, you must hit the bell icon below. So till then, thank you and be safe. Bye bye.